Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to talk to you about thesis statements, and I'm going to try to give you some basic tips and a technique on how to build at least the start of a good thesis. But because writing is a creative process, this video is not going to create beautiful thesis statements from you. That comes from your own practice in writing and your own development of your vocabulary and understanding of the topic. This video is going to give you the basics. You are going to provide the beauty at the end as you work on your topic. All right, so first thing I want to say is that you probably already know that a thesis statement is the most important sentence in your essay. And if you don't know that, do know that it is the most important sentence in your essay, okay? And this sentence usually comes at the end of the introduction paragraph. And it comes usually in one sentence. And this one sentence is usually the answer to the question that you are being asked to write about, okay? So I'll give you some examples later, but that's the first thing I think you should know. The second thing is that your thesis statement is a direct answer to the question in the prompt. So please make sure you understand what you are being asked to write about. If you don't understand it, your thesis might not answer the question and it will be off topic. All right, so let me tell you what a thesis statement is. A good thesis has two main things. The first thing is a limited topic. And the second thing is an opinion or a stance on that topic. So what do I mean? Let me give you some examples. For example, look at this sentence. It says, the United States needs to implement more gun control measures in order to prevent more mass shootings. So if we look at that sentence, we can say, and I will say, this is a thesis statement. How do we know that? Well, number one, it has a limited topic, which is gun control, okay? Gun control. The United States needs to implement gun control measures. Gun control. That's the topic that this person's writing about. Now, what is the person's opinion or stance on gun control? The opinion is that gun control can prevent mass shootings. More gun control measures can prevent more mass shootings. So here we have a thesis with a topic, a limited topic, which is on gun control, and then the opinion about that topic, that controlling who gets guns can prevent mass suicides. That is a thesis. That is a thesis. We have the topic and the writer's opinion about the topic. Let me give you another example. Running on a regular basis provides a variety of physical and psychological benefits. So we have a topic, which is running, right? Running is the topic, but what about it? What's the writer's opinion? Well, the writer's opinion or stance about that topic is that running provides a variety of physical and psychological benefits. Great. So now we know what the writer's opinion is about the topic, running. What about running? It provides all these benefits, psychological and physical. So that is the writer's opinion. This is a strong thesis because it has these two elements, okay? So whenever you get a prompt for an essay, you can read it and try to figure out what your opinion is about that question, okay? So for example, maybe you're asked to write about what your school can do to be better, to improve. There are probably hundreds of things your school could do to improve. And not all the things that you say is what everyone will agree with. So you need to make sure that you express your opinion and that you can prove it and convince others to believe you. And you can do that by focusing your topic and providing your opinion about it. So my school needs to invest in more custodial services. So the topic is my school and it needs to invest in custodial services. That means we need to clean the campus. It's dirty. We need people who will clean it. And that's my opinion. That's what we should do. Not everyone's going to agree with me, but that's my opinion, and I could build my argument in my essay, okay? So that's the two basic things, a topic and your stance or opinion about the topic. There's no right or wrong, as long as you can prove it. Now, the tip I want to give you is this thing called the thesis machine. It's not mine, but it's what I use in the class. Use this machine to help you write your own thesis statement. So there's 5 steps. Step number 1, make sure you understand the topic that you're writing on. What is that topic? Okay, maybe it's schools. What can make your school better? Okay. And then step number 2, what is your opinion about that topic? Okay, well, I think my school can be better if it invests in custodial services. That's my opinion. Other people are going to say other things, but my opinion is we need to invest in custodial services. So that's my opinion. The third thing is, what's your reason or reasons for that opinion? So you could write one reason, or you could write a few reasons for why you think what you think about the topic. So for example, my school needs to invest in custodial services because the campus is quite dirty, okay? And step 4, combine those 3 steps together in a thesis. So I say, my school needs to invest in custodial services because it is dirty. That's my thesis. I have my topic, my school. I have my opinion about it, that we need to invest in custodial services, and I have a reason, because it's dirty. And I've written all 3 of those steps into one nice sentence. Now, here's a bonus step. Step 5, add the opposing point of view's opinion to your thesis. Start with the word although, or even though, or despite at the start. So it would sound like this. Although many people want to use the school's money to increase technology, the school needs to invest in custodial services because it is quite dirty. That is my thesis, and I've introduced the opposing point of view's opinion in it by starting with although. And what that does is it makes your thesis even stronger because you recognize that not everybody agrees with you. So let's look at this with another example. Here we have all 5 steps on a different topic. So step 1, let's say your topic is gun sales. Step 2, what's your opinion about gun sales? Gun sales should be regulated. We need to control who gets the guns. Step 3, well, what's your reason for that? Well, regulation of guns reduces suicide, reduces mass murders, and reduces gun-related crimes. All right, now step 4, combine steps 1 through 3. Gun sales should be regulated in order to reduce suicide, mass murders, and gun-related crime. That's a good, strong thesis when you combine steps 1 through 3. But the bonus step is add the other side's opinion. Use although, even though, or despite, and introduce the opposing point of view. So for example, although many people do not agree with regulating guns more, they should be regulated in order to reduce suicide, mass murders, and gun-related crime. Boom. Now we have a really strong thesis that even recognizes the other side's opinion. And this is still a draft. As you write your essay, you might revise this 5-10 times. You might change the words you use. You might even change your opinion, but it's a start, okay? All right, I hope that this thesis machine helps you out. Something else I want to say about thesis statements is that there's 2 main types, really. You can have an open thesis. An open thesis is one that doesn't really give specific reasons or details in the thesis. Later, the writer adds those to the body paragraphs. And then there's a focus thesis. Focus thesis does give those details or reasons inside the thesis. So the reader knows exactly what is going to come up in the body of the essay. So here, I'll give you an example of an open thesis. Running on a regular basis provides a variety of health benefits. That's open. The reader has no idea what those health benefits are. The reader just knows that the writer is saying that running provides health benefits. Great. That's a good thesis. But a focus thesis would say running on a regular basis provides a variety of physical, psychological, and social benefits. Now the reader knows exactly what types of benefits that running creates. And the reader also knows that the writer is going to focus on physical benefits in the first paragraph, usually, psychological benefits in the second body paragraph, and social benefits in the third body paragraph. And that really helps the reader to prepare for what they're going to read. It also helps the writer make sure that they stay on track. So what I want to say, some do's as a reminder, as a review of what we've looked at so far. What you should do for your thesis statement is do answer the essay prompt with your thesis. Make sure you answer the essay prompt. Do state an opinion about the topic that is in this essay prompt. Make sure you state your position and your opinion about the topic. And also use clear and specific language. Try not to be too general. I'll give you some examples of what I mean in a second. Here's some don'ts of writing thesis statements. Don't be too general or vague, and I'll give you an example of what that looks like in a second. Don't write "in my opinion." Don't write "personally," and don't write "I believe" in your thesis statement. You don't need any of that because we already know it's your opinion. It's your paper. We know it's your opinion. You don't have to say that. And when you say that, for some reason, it makes it feel like it's not as strong. Third, don't announce what you will do in your essay. You don't need to say, "In this essay, I will write about." Nope. Or "In this essay, I will explain da da da." Nope. You don't need to do that. Why not? Because you're already doing it by writing your essay. And when you announce that, that's not a thesis. A thesis has two things: your topic and your opinion about the topic. You don't need any of these other things. Also, finally, don't use facts in your thesis. I'll give you an example of what I mean by that, but when you give a fact, that's the opposite of an opinion. The opinion is something that you need to argue, you need to prove to make people believe you. A fact is a fact. You can't argue that, right? Like, I am almost 40 years old. You can't argue that. That's a fact. That's it. There's nothing else I can say about that, okay? All right, now, here's some examples of thesis statements that look really good. Enchiladas are an interesting these are examples of thesis statements that still need work. They're not that great, okay? They still need work. Enchiladas are an interesting meal choice. Now, interesting, that word interesting is too general. It's too broad. I don't actually know what you mean there. Are you saying they're good? Are you saying they're bad? What are you saying? Interesting is not a great word, okay? Or here, "In my opinion, gun control can improve our communities." All right, in my opinion, don't say "in my opinion," because we already know this is your opinion. Take that out. It makes it feel weaker. Next, "This paper will examine the downsides of gun control." Don't make an announcement. We already know you're going to do that by doing it, but don't announce that you're going to do it. Don't say "this paper will examine." Take that out. Just say, "There are downsides to gun control," right? Make your opinion about the topic without announcing it that way. Finally, here's another one. 53% of students want better campus safety. All right, that's a fact. You can't really argue that. That's there. There was a survey done. 53% of students believe this. We can't disagree. You can't prove to me that this is true because it's already true. So don't use this type of statistic or fact as your thesis. Your thesis needs to be an opinion. Here's some examples of stronger thesis statements. "Enchiladas are a delicious meal choice due to the mixture of spicy and savory flavors." Here we have specific words, delicious, that shows your opinion about the enchiladas. It's debatable because not everybody believes that enchiladas are delicious. It's clear because I see you like them. And it's opinionated because you're saying that they're delicious due to the spicy and savory flavors. And now you're going to have to explain and prove to me that that's true. Or how about this? "More gun control measures create 3 obvious benefits to communities in California." This is another great thesis because we have the topic on gun control and we have the writer's opinion, which is that gun control creates 3 obvious benefits. I can see that the writer is going to debate this topic, develop this topic, and that it's clear. It's clear to me. Next, 5% of the California Community College's budget should be spent on safety. This is another strong thesis. It has the topic, which is 5% of the California Community College budget, okay? And then the opinion that 5% should be used on safety, okay? So I'm not saying that 5%, I'm not just using a statistic or a fact. I'm saying what should be done with that number, okay, in my opinion, because not everyone would agree with that. Maybe 5% of the budget should be spent on custodians, not safety. Okay, so this is a good thesis because it is debatable, it's clear, it's specific to California Community College, just not all colleges, you know, it's something we can start with and work with. Okay, so that is what I want to say to you in this video. I hope it was helpful. Please use the thesis machine to get started, and then later you can revise after you've written your paper to really make it what you want to say. All right, bye-bye.